All right, what is up, Discord Syndicate? Jay coming at you. You can see my face today. Wales only. We are here to do episode 3 of the Macro Show. Wales, thank you so much for jumping on.
My pleasure, man. Hope
We're about to dive into it. All right,
yeah,
30.
There's a whole lot going on. Whole lot.
Let's let this jump up a little bit. What's up to everybody in the chat? Hex Vader, JR, USMC. What is up? Melvin. How do you pronounce that? Melv?
I always say Tony.
Yeah, Mouth Tony. What's up? Heinz Crypto, Hins Crypto. That was me, Erwin, Eric, Lost Legacy. What is up, guys? Thank you for jumping on. Yeah, you know how we do these. We just kind of jump in when we feel like we got a lot of data. Yeah. And recently it's like
nonstop.
Yeah, it's like nonstop, man. There's a lot of dominoes falling.
I've been streaming nonstop, bro. And
I see that.
I haven't been able to it's just the stuff is happening. It's like, all right, fuck, I gotta stream right now. I can't even wait.
Yes. And that was like the thing.
It's this is kind of what happened today.
Yeah, this is how it goes. He'll hit me up with like a couple data points. And I'm like, fuck, I know what he's asking. Let's go live. Let's do it.
Because it's like you have to talk about it.
Yeah.
People have to know. I mean, everything that's happening right now is so bullish for Hex is retarded.
It is.
Literally.
Yeah, it is. So, okay. Where do we want to start? I wanted to start with a couple things, and then we'll I know that you've got some stuff too, but I kind of wanted to set the frame, right? And the frame is these unemployment numbers. So that's what I wanted to set the frame with, because this is funny to me. So this is going to be like, how often we talk about, often on the show, we talk about like these little lessons, right? But really what they are is their insight into the deep structure of a system. And so even with like how the country of the United States is run, there's a deep structure to everything, first off. And so the deep structure to that system is what I like to pick apart and kind of poke at, right? So let's do that, right? Let me share my screen and we'll get into it. All right, so here's what I got. You guys have seen this one. Okay, wait, the edit history. There we go. You guys have seen this one, right? National fucking hero, right?
Oh my God, that's
national hero, right? You guys saw this, yeah? In the chat, you guys see this?
Yeah, please tell me you did.
You guys see this or what? Let's let that sit for a sec. Let's see how many people saw this. This is important, so I need you. I need you guys focused. Crypto Journeyman, what's up? Competition Fails, what's up? OX Will, what's up? Empty Coiner, what's up? Okay, guys, you seen this or no? Come on, focus.
I definitely tweeted about it, so I don't know if anybody's visited.
No, I meant, have you seen this? Have you guys seen this on Twitter?
Yeah.
Floating around. First time, thank you. Okay, cool. We got a couple first timers. All right, so here's what this is doing. The frame here. So let's teach persuasion manipulation 101 right here. Okay, so this is sleight of hand. Let's call this, because what this is GDP growth by president, and this is doing what? What is the message here? What is the focus here? The focus is that Biden is a hero. Yes, Biden came in and saved us. Yeah, it is. Biden's got the strongest GDP of any president in the last, 50 years? What would that cover? After Reagan,
forever.
50 years. Like, he is the best president to ever do it. But yet you get him on national television and he's drooling on himself and he can't even complete one fucking sentence.
So eat ice cream and shit.
Right? Like, what is the ice cream shit, dude? What is that with the ice cream thing?
I don't fucking
know. That's so
know,
fucking
man.
weird.
Yeah.
So okay.
God.
So the frame is he's the best to ever do it. Yes. This is what peak performance looks like. Hold on.
Don't forget, 81 million votes, the most ever.
He got the most votes, strongest GDP ever, and the guy can't complete a single sentence.
Ever.
Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense to you? So we got to be able to have, awareness dissonance. Yeah. So okay. So we're gonna leave the voting thing alone, though. Let's just set that off to the side. That's not in this. Okay.
Yeah. So that was so funny, though.
So what's missed here? Let's talk about what's missing now. And so this is why I mean a sleight of hand. It's look at this metric that is a made-up metric to begin with, right here, and ignore the CPI metric. Ignore the fact that we've got a record high amount, over 4 million people don't want a job. So the unemployment numbers aren't that people can't find work. It's 0.67 of a person per job. There was times when there was 15 people per job, guys. There was times like through the Great Depression, through even at a point in the 80s. I remember there was lines of people out the door to get work.
Yep.
But yet now we don't even have one person per job. We have less than one person per job. Okay, so what's hiding from this metric and what you don't see and what they are never going to talk about is the unemployment numbers and how bad those are, the inflation and how bad that is, the real world inflation on the ground, on the streets for your fucking chicken, for your coffee beans, for all this shit that's gone up. None of that's being discussed. So that's the sleight of hand. The sleight of hand is look at this Mickey Mouse metric and ignore the rest, right? And you see this daily. What's sad is you see this daily. So I'm teaching you the game if you're not seeing it. And I know most of you guys, you got to be seeing it. You're in Hex. I mean, come on. You got to be seeing the game, right?
Pretty much.
I don't think any of you guys missed it. But for the few that might be tuning in because we're streaming on Twitch today, and for the few of you that are popping in, like that's the game, guys. And you're seeing this at a very small scale, and you see it at a huge scale, right? Like when, who is it? Pulaski, I think is her name. Like when she comes on and says, somebody asked her, "Hey, should we be talking about health and fitness now with a deterrent to the C-19?" And she says, "Actually, no. I would deter to the CDC and the WHO and our experts, and stick to the masks and the pokes."
How funny was that?
No.
How funny was
that's
that?
that's the sleight of hand once again, right?
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, she's annoying as fuck to listen to, man. I like the other chick, the Katie Mac, the one that Trump had. She was fucking. She was good, dude.
Yeah, she was professional, actually.
Yeah, and she like brought the data. She had that binder filled with shit. She would just like flip to the page, like the other one does too.
She was not fucking around.
Yeah, the other one does too, but she just kind of flips pages and pretends like she has answers, and then just completely
she don't got nothing.
Diverts. What was the big thing in the beginning? She said we'll have to circle back. Yes.
Used to call her the circle back queen.
Circle back. We're gonna circle back queen. All right, guys. So that's the sleight of hand that's being played, right? Look at the GDP because that looks good because it's about to look a whole lot worse, right?
Oh, man.
It's about to look a whole lot worse as soon as that rate hike happens, and they know this. So they gotta present that data now because Biden's numbers were way down. They're at the lowest they'd ever been. So now we come out with this GDP piece, and I bet you numbers are up now. But they know that by March, now it's 50 basis point rate hike.
Let's take into account why GDP is up. It's up because they've been bashing the dollar for fucking 3 quarters straight, right? So it's all good. Or actually 2 years straight. I forget. We're in 2022 now.
Yeah, I would say more like it. A couple years now.
Yeah. So that's the real reason why GDP looks like it does. It's not really because production.
I don't even care about.
It's because inflation is up. Well, GDP is a joke because it only measures the strength in inflation. That is it. Yeah. People know. I've gone over this on stream before. Maybe I need to like redo all of my streams apparently because I know people don't remember this shit. But that's all GDP is good for. It merely measures how strong inflation is. Why? Because GDP does not measure the units produced. It strictly measures the value of the goods produced. That is all.
Right.
The aggregate value. So if the cost goes up, guess what? GDP went up, motherfucker. So you just got played.
Yes, and that's how countries like China can consistently have insane GDP year after year, when in fact, oh shit, that's showing up on stream. we're gonna cut that out. When in fact, they just go and build phantom cities. So because it's a measure of
the ghost cities and all that. Remember the ghost cities back in 2010? Yeah. Oh my god!
It's been 20 plus years, but people don't realize is that the average city has to be rebuilt every 10 years or less. Mm-hmm. Because the shit falls apart.
Yeah, because nobody's using it.
Yeah.
It falls from lack of use. When things aren't being used, they just disintegrate. That's just nature.
And they use bad materials because they don't actually have the money to provide the real stuff. So like they're constantly being caught using like bamboo and like structural pieces that you shouldn't be using stuff like that in. They're constantly doing things like that.
Bamboo's their steel.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So anyways, you can check out China Uncensored if you want to start to dive into a rabbit hole. Holy cow, man! Go check out that channel, and they will fill you up on game real quick on what's the deal and what's going on. So
I've never heard of that channel. I'm gonna check them out.
Yeah.
I just know China's a big hole of fucking. They're a big
lies and bullshit.
Yeah, they're
lies
a big
and bullshit.
Pit. They're a big pit. Like they're like that pit in 300 where they be kicking people. It shit just got no ending. It's just forever going down. That's it. That's all you need to know.
All right, so let's jump into
what up, RG? Better be tuned in to learn something. Yeah, you're right. It's not the real worker productivity. It's a bullshit number. That's right, sir.
Okay, so what do we see in front of us? New data out. Record high 4.6 million more job openings than unemployed workers.
Everybody said, fuck being a slave.
Yes, that's exactly what's happened. I'm going to go buy an NFT instead.
Yeah.
There it is. I'm going to get rich off NFTs. Fuck doing this, being a bellhop or, a waiter or whatever. Yeah, even big stuff like manufacturing.
Yeah, I mean,
dream is dead.
I was literally just talking with my mom about this before I got on with you. She was like, yo, what is this that I'm hearing that there's nobody looking for jobs, but I'm seeing there's all these jobs available, but people are looking for jobs. I don't understand what's going on. And I'm like, look, everybody's saying what they want to say, I don't even know what to tell you. Because I feel like you do have some people looking for work, but you also have a big cohort that are like, fuck that, I'm done with that, and they're never looking back.
In fact, I've got actually the stats.
You got that data point? Nice.
Why people are quitting, because I know a lot of people, there's some conspiracies floating around that it was because forced mandates and stuff like that. Well, let's clear that air, because that was not the case. Seeking better paid benefits was the number one reason, over 50%. Find a job I'm more passionate about. So what we're talking about is actually correct. We're talking about a bunch of people who just said, fuck this, version of the old American dream. And it's hit everything, like I said, from manufacturing and those that are about to cash in on Social Security, which doesn't exist, all the way down to, Zoomers. Like, they're all saying it. So, so this is the actual data, is that seeking better pay benefits and find a job I'm more passionate about are number one and number two. And then poor working conditions at current job. And then want to continue working remotely, start my own business, C-19 concerns, care for children, to avoid the mandate. It's way the fuck down here, guys.
Yeah, it's not even
conspiracy straight. Get your conspiracy straight.
Not even a priority, yeah. I mean, if it was that serious, it would definitely be number one. That wouldn't even be a question.
It would have been higher than
would have been higher than number 4 or 5, whatever it is. I mean, come on, that's just ridiculous.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's number 8 on the list.
Oh my God, look at that.
So even if people were like lying because they were afraid of like blowback because they shouldn't say this,
right? They didn't lie hard enough. Yeah, they didn't lie hard enough. I mean, and the reality is whoever presented this data was more likely mainstream.
Yeah.
And they massaged the data.
Yeah. So we can assume that these numbers are a little bit off. But so as much as they're off, just understand that it's probably not.
But that's the point. That the numbers are probably way higher than they're showing here, and way higher for what they're showing at the top, and way lower for what they're showing at the bottom. Because that's how these things work. They got to make it look good.
Yep, I think we showed this before, right? The Great Resignation, 4.5 million in November, and then it came down to what were we just showing for December? Whoops, this one, 4.6. Total job openings, unemployed persons. Yeah, so we're at like what is that, 60%?
Oh, you mean the civilian force?
Yeah. So look at how these two are diverging. Total job openings going up, total unemployed persons going down, but yet total jobs open going up.
That's proof right there that people are leaving the workforce and not looking back. That's proof right there. So now you don't even got to take our word for it. That's their data. So they can't even hide it.
Right. And so like, even if the data is skewed, you got to understand is that it's still an indicator, and it's still giving you a data point. Almost lost my train of thought there. So who cares how much it's skewed? however much it's skewed, it's still like a piece of data
Right.
that you can take to
Yeah.
make a
The
decision
fact that
off
it's
of.
skewed is irrelevant.
Yeah,
The
doesn't
only
matter.
reason I mention it is because it's that bad. That
Yeah.
even though it's skewed, it looks this bad. So it's that bad. Right? Like it's bad enough that it can't even be hidden because they
Yes.
can usually hide everything.
Actually, you know what? It was hidden. Hold on. Let's bring this up. It was hidden. I think they tried. Let me show you how they tried to hide it. So let's bring this share back up. This is hilarious, dude. I had to show this. All right. So here's the actual data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and then we just take and chart that. Oops. Here it is. And then we just take and, people make new charts based on this data. So this is how you actually get the data, by the way, in case you're ever wondering. This is how we all get the data right here. It looks like ass. And then we turn it into charts and graphs and things that look pretty.
Yeah.
Here's actually the reasoning. So if you thought it was because people were sick of their jobs, you're actually wrong. According to the White House, it is actually because of the new variant. That's why job numbers are so down. They're so low.
You were wrong. Should have been paying attention to the White House.
We're wrong, bro. We're wrong, Wales. We're wrong. Just admit it. We're wrong, bro. It had nothing to do with what we just showed. It's because the new variant. Dang, man.
Good thing we are doing our due diligence.
Yes, because we have to bring you the facts. And the facts are apparently the bad job numbers. And they got out in front of this in a real good way, by the way. The job numbers look so bad is because the new variant, guys. It wasn't because the original or any of that, right? It's because the new variant.
Yeah, you know what's funny? They've been hedging so bad on the unemployment numbers that are coming out tomorrow that they've been hedging for 2 to 3 days straight already, like all week.
Yes.
Since last week they've been hedging. Never seen that before.
I haven't either. And we haven't seen it since this whole thing started, by the way. Go back in your memory. Have you seen that as and they came out 2-3 days in advance, and that was the thing that they used as the reason why job numbers were going to look so bad? No, not even in the beginning, guys. In the beginning, they just said, yeah, duh, no shit, expect it. Because we're just starting this.
Fuck off.
Yeah, they actually were telling us don't even look at job numbers because they're not
they
for
were.
a while.
Yep.
So
that's right.
So this is the first time we've seen them say, no. It's because the variant. But I thought Delta was worse.
On deck, bitches.
I thought Delta was worse.
That's pretty crazy, right? That's pretty ballsy. That's them saying now, we have no fucking control now. Sorry.
We got no cards, man. It's it's even more.
They got zero.
Look
at the Fed.
Plays.
We gonna go over rates. I can't wait to go over rates because people gonna have
and I want to show the euro dollar as proxy for rate hikes too. I want you to get into that too, if you don't mind.
Of course not.
Because I lost the chart that I made that I showed you, which it's pretty good. So
that one.
And I'm new to that.
It's all good. All good. We'll go over that.
So
no worries.
Let me show one more thing here. Let me find this. We've shown it quite a few times, but I want to show it again. It's just how behind the Fed is. Where's my good one? I gotta label this stuff better because I mean you guys see my folder. It's a absolute mess. So I got too many tabs open all the time. I know that one. Thank you guys. And I got way too much shit in my folder. I gotta filter it better. But you see, when the spigot's on, man, the spigot's on.
Yeah. I mean, it's nonstop nowadays, man. It really, really is.
Here's one. We'll just show this. This isn't the one I wanted to show, but it'll work. Okay, share screen. Boom shaka. Okay, so that's how behind the Fed is. The Fed funding rate versus wages, salaries, growth.
And that 4 represents 4 cuts or 4%?
4%. 4/4%. So a better way to look at this would have been against
or 4 hikes. I'm sorry, 4 hikes.
4 hikes.
We're used to talking about cuts. It's been fucking 10 years of that shit. Excuse me.
God damn, dude, leaking my operational security here. Come on, man.
Yeah.
All right, so the one I was going to show you guys was CPI versus Fed funding rate, which essentially looks the same, but it would be 7% because we're at 7% CPI, and you would see a flat line here at the bottom still. So that's the divergence. That's the gap between the two. When we see divergence, that's the easiest indicator. So it's the easiest indicator to look at on a chart, on any kind of chart, because that divergence now means something. So as two things are moving in opposite directions, what else is going on in the economy? So we can actually start to make an entire model based off of these divergences we're finding, because we're going to find it over here, we're going to find it over there, right? And so, just keep that in mind, because we see these quite a bit, and we've been talking about parabolic curves on this show and how that is telling in and of itself. So now we've got two pieces. Just think of how simple this is from I'm building a puzzle kind of standpoint. Is we've got divergences, which are a big piece, and they're giving us a sliver of data, puzzle pieces. And then there is the parabolic curve that we're seeing happening on other things. So if we start to put these together, we start to see a story, right?
Yep.
So
that's the whole point, though, right? That's how you build models, is by connecting all these dots.
Yeah. I think that's.
I think the most interesting thing about building a model that people might not realize is that it doesn't happen in a stroke of a thought. Models are built out, good models are built out over time. They go through the scientific process. People ensure that they actually work. They're not just tossed together and fucking here, boom, there's your model. That's not how it really works.
And it takes time for these things to play out too, because a lot of times it's like I feel like that's what Michael Burry falls victim of. Is like he'll piece together these huge macro concepts, and he's always way too early.
Yeah, he acts on it right away.
Too early. So the thing, man, the biggest travesty that I've seen over the last 12 months was that guy got stopped out or closed out all of his shorts literally right before everything took a shit.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know if you guys were paying attention to this, but so
that was early January or December. What was it? It wasn't that long ago.
That was like August, September. Because
really?
that was it was basically Q3 13F filings is when we all found out that he had already sold. So it must have been maybe even in summer that he sold. And right after that, so he was majorly short ARK, Tesla, and he was doing something with treasuries and T-bills. And so right after he closed all those positions, he was fucking right. And ARK went down like 54%. I was like, dang, dude. Like a month after that, maybe a month and a half.
Right. Ouch.
So the amount of losses he probably booked for the year is ridiculous. Thank you so much for the 555 euro. Thank you so much. The donos are muchly appreciated. They help the channel. They help the show. By the way, we're on the road to 10,000 subs. Help out, guys. Share this around. We're going to bring the heat this month. I want to get this done by the end of February. I want us to be over 10,000 subs. And we need your help. So just share this out. Yeah. Okay. So anyways, Michael Burry was the guy that they showed that who was it? The Batman played.
Yeah. Oh, right. Christian Bale.
Bale. There it is. So that was that guy that played that. And that movie hits so hard still. Like if you rewatch it today, it hits just as hard as the first time you watch it. That's rare for a movie to be like that, right? But the depth of it really hits hard. And then because you start to question, you start to think like, man, I'm seeing this going on right now over here, right? Like that, even just down to the behavior of like how all the real estate brokers and the real estate guys were like, just shut up, man. Just enjoy the ride. Everyone's doing it, man. Just turn it and look the other way.
Just turn a blind eye. Yeah.
Turn a blind eye. Just come on, man. Get in on the money train. You're gonna miss out. How many times have we seen that, dude?
It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, it's just. Well, the reality of that situation is that people just don't understand the implications of that action that they were taking. They really thought it was a free fall, not understanding that it wasn't. That's what I'd like to believe, because they were just broker people, man. Like they're just mortgage brokers. Like mortgage brokers are no shit. The fuck do they know about the macro economy? You know what I'm saying? They're just regular ass pleb people. So
Yeah. So anyways, my point with that is that it's just bad to see, man, because he's right, and he was right, and he is right about his whole thesis. He's just way too early, and it proves that the Fed can print money and longer than you can stay solvent.
I mean, they're still doing it to this day, even while doing, $1 trillion plus reverse repos daily.
Yeah, you see that starting to pump up again.
Oh yeah,
that's reminding me of September 2019 all over again.
I was just about to tell you. I was about to tell you, it's just like, but even better, it's like we got a whole Operation Twist going on, because not only are they still doing they're still doing QE, but they're also doing this.
Yeah.
They're still doing the reverse repos. They're just doing more reverse repos in the QE.
And I think that they'll continue to do that as they do QT if they ever start to sell off on the balance sheet.
Well, what's interesting is how can they reconcile pulling, liquidity from funds and doing QT? That's going to be fucking explosive.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because that's 1.5 trillion a day. A day, not every week, a day.
I wrote about this the other day. I actually think they're lying about the rate hike. I think they're just talking about the rate hike.
I don't think they're gonna do anything.
I don't think so either.
I think they're just gonna let the market do like whatever happens type shit, because they can't literally do anything. If they raise the rates, we've talked about this before.
Yes.
That's literally just multiplying the cost of fucking servicing the debt 1x, 2x, 3x, 4 every time they do a hike. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. So the debt will become unserviceable with one rate hike.
One hike.
One.
With one. That's right. One.
So what are you going to do? So you get on, now you got Atlanta Fed manager came on the other day and said, I think it'll be a 50 basis point jump, just like we talked about.
Yeah.
And then everyone else is coming out. I think Goldman is still at 7 rate hikes for 2022. We went from none to 7 rate hikes.
And we were talking about fucking 4. What?
We were talking 4.
We were talking 4 last quarter. Yeah, last quarter of fucking 2022.
Here's actually that data. Let me just show that really quick. Here's what they're all feeling right now. Snagged this the other day.
They're feeling the pain. Oh, look at that. They're feeling the pain now. They weren't talking that shit the other day.
No.
They're catching up to Wales and Jay. Good for them.
Good for them. Good job, guys. Good job, guys. Yeah, because how long have we been talking about this shit? And it's funny because if you just go back to April of last year, their expectations on rate hikes and essentially a Fed stance on everything is wildly different.
Opposite. Yeah,
they weren't even talking about a rate hike till 2023.
Yep.
None this year.
None. Yeah, none 2022. That's right. And now we're talking about at least 5 across the board.
Yeah.
How funny is that?
Yeah.
And the most important reason that we're talking about this is because all of these macro headwinds are basically tailwinds for us. Like, they give us a boost in our sales. This is all positive for Hex, because all this does is create a scenario where people are forced to find a shelter for their capital. Yes. And we literally have the best shelter. So
it's the best thing to see for Hex. So imagine this now, right? Imagine this, and I've painted this scenario a few times, but let's go through it again. S&P continues to pull back. Bitcoin follows, ETH, everything follows. Hex maybe follows at that point, right? But then something happens, and the correlation is broken between S&P and Bitcoin, because there's going to be this move from growth to value, and it's going to happen this year. So we're going to see commodities pump. Gold, silver, palladium, platinum, all the shit, right? We're going to see lithium, all that pump more than we've seen before, right? This might actually be a chance for gold bugs to actually cash in on that I told you so. Maybe this year. Okay, maybe. So we're going to see this decoupling, decorrelation happen, right? And then what we're going to see is it's going to go, maybe Bitcoin starts taking off and then maybe commodities take over, or it runs with commodities for a while, because what's going to happen is people are going to say, well, wait a second, the value isn't in equities. We've already shown you all the money's in equities. All retail money is sitting in equities still right now, but they're going to wake up and then they're going to say, shit, I missed the boat, like they always do. Oh, I'm late again. And then they're going to quickly jump into commodities, but I think it's going to mostly be Bitcoin. And then what's going to start to happen is a trickle-down effect, because Bitcoin's going to at some point go down, and they're going to say, "Wait a second, store of value narrative."
Out of Bitcoin right now, they're really trying to push people into these promise coins so hard. It's kind of crazy, because that's all we're seeing. In fact, I got a little bit of news to share in regards to that later on. We got a definite wolf in the hen house now, and we'll go over that later. Yeah,
so let me just wrap up this point. Is that
no rush, man, no rush.
Is that what's going to happen is I think a bunch of people are going to be in Bitcoin and they're going to be sitting there. And because they're used to looking at the markets every day, because that's what retail's told them. That's what old Jimmy Cramer's told them on TV. You got to look at the markets every day. So they're going to find their crypto YouTubers and they're going to go and they're going to get wrecked. And they're going to say, they're going to take a step back and they're going to say, wait, what's going on here? Everyone else is getting rich and I'm not. Everyone told me Bitcoin was a store of value. And that's when, as long as we're loud enough and we've got top of mind awareness, Hex starts to take over. Because whether they find us through the heat map, like what Richard's posting every single day, the floor is lava, whether they find us through that or they find us through a stream or they find us through something, it's as long as we stay aggressive with the marketing, with being in everyone's face, then they'll start to open up their eyes for themselves.
Yeah,
we're good. So everything that Wales is talking about is exactly how it's going to go. I don't know timelines. I don't know how the cycle is going to play out, but it's going to kind of go like that.
It's going to go like
everything's moving together. It's going to break apart. And
Jay, were you around in March?
Of last
March,
year?
April, May for Hex?
Yeah, like I was in Hex. Yeah, I was in Hex. I got in before payday, just so everyone knows.
Okay. So you remember how Hex was ripping while everything else was dumping back then?
Yeah.
Everybody was finding Hex back then too.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to happen during a prolonged bear market? While Hex is ripping and everything else is dripping. Oh, man. It's going to be fucking... it's going to be disgusting.
It's going to be beautiful. And it's going to be...
disgusting.
It's about fucking time is all I got to say on that. Like, there's no reason why Hex should be the price it is right now. I don't even know what the price should be, but it's an embarrassment that it's this low still. It really is.
Well, what it is, lack of exposure, right? More than anything else. That's what the gatekeeping has done. But what's interesting is that even yet and still, with all the gatekeeping, Hex still performs, man. The only thing that is stopping Hex right now is those Hex sellers themselves. So we're stopping ourselves, basically.
Yeah.
Because the people that are exiting in mass, and that's okay, actually.
Yeah, get them out of here. Who cares?
Yeah, because it's better that they get out now at these low prices because we don't want them. We don't want them to be able to sell when it's $1, right? Because these morons are selling millions on end at 20 fucking cents. I mean, you got to be a moron to sell millions of anything at one clip in the first place. So these are clearly people that do not have the intelligence to hold on and sell when the price is higher. So we actually don't want them around because we don't want people around to knock us down to 20 cents after we're already at $5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. So these are the kind of morons. Yeah. These are the morons that are leaving right now. So it's actually great that people are selling like this now at 55 cents, right? Versus $5. Where the price, where you're gonna have not just the dumbasses trying to sell, but even the smart money, because $5 is
we got to start cashing in.
It's 100,000x, right? Yeah. Like we're talking just about 10,000x at 50 cents. So it's a whole different conversation. People are gonna start losing their shit. They're gonna want to take profits, and that's understandable. But you're gonna have your people that don't know how to sell, and then you're gonna have your people that do know how to sell, and that's the problem. The people that don't know how to. You can't control that, unfortunately. So that's something that we just have to suffer through.
Not at all. So I mean, that's the way I see it, like from a macro picture this year, and that like if you take that as a sample size, that whole run up that you were just talking about, and you just like now you add on top of that. Fed has nowhere to go. Bitcoin's not doing what it was supposed to do.
I've been thinking about the Fed having nowhere to go all day and us having a 30+% yield.
Yes.
Like, oh my God. Talking about having all the power. You fucking kidding me? The Fed can kiss our asses.
CPI at 7%. So it's 7% devaluation of your money, compounded.
Correct.
Again, we've talked about the compounding of devalued money. It's happening.
Oh yeah.
Talk about all these things, right?
Oh yeah. and here's the thing. So I was talking to Papa and Crypto King. Shout out to both of them. I think Crypto King is in the chat about prices in Japan today. And Jay, you used to live in Japan, and you know how prices basically have not gone up over there in like 40 fucking years, some crazy number like that, right? 20 years for sure. I'm just exaggerating on the 40.
Yeah, long time.
Yeah, now in the past month, prices have gone up 3 to 5 to 6%, and people are losing their shit.
That's interesting because they have negative rates for like fucking ever. So it's
That's
like, what are they gonna
right.
do?
Yes, sir. In fact, I didn't even know this. I found out that salaries get reduced over there, not increased. Can
Really?
you fucking imagine that shit?
No,
And
that's
now these
crazy.
people are getting fucking cost of living increases out of nowhere.
Wow.
Wow.
Because Japan's actually pretty expensive to live, like in
Yeah.
relationship to what you get. Like they're all about like
Yes.
tiny. Like you want to talk about tiny homes? No, no, no.
Oh
This is
my
like
God.
stupid
No,
tiny.
it's
Some of the
retarded.
apartments that they
Yeah,
sell,
yeah.
and they are like they're
Ridiculous.
yeah
Right.
they're highly overpriced for what you get. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's great. I didn't know that because
Yeah,
it's really hard
man.
to live there as an outsider. It's really hard to live there. Like they
Yeah,
do
unless you
not.
know the language, right? Like
Yeah. Well, the
you gotta
government
be
too
like,
makes it really hard to get citizenship there. It's very very
yes,
hard.
they don't like foreigners over there. That is a fact. They don't like
Yeah.
anybody that's not Japanese over there. Yep.
So that is interesting, huh? But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
if you want a fun thought experiment, just sit back and think about what we've been talking about on this show. Think about the inflation rate, the amount of debt, national debt that we've got. Fed can't really do anything. Bitcoin's supposed to be the store of value. Nobody gives a fuck about metals anymore.
Nope.
And then we got Hex. We got Hex sitting there green every day. Every day that they're down, Hex is green.
You
Think
know
about
what's
that.
interesting about metals that a lot of the gold bugs really just don't mention, and I feel like they should because it's kind of an important point. But they treat it like it doesn't matter, but it matters. It's the fact that there's mining ongoing, right? Like
Yeah.
humans are
Yeah.
always mining for these precious metals. I mean, there's
Yeah.
a reason we attach the word precious to these metals. It's not because we're not looking for them, you know. So the notion that they're strictly limited in quantity is not true. We're always finding precious metals to the tune of 1 to 3% annually. So there's your inflation rate for precious metals. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Boom. There you guys go. Mountain Crypto Advisors. Somebody just brought it up in the chat. MountainCryptoAdvisors.com.
There you go. Yeah.
Go check it out. We'll leave that scrolling for a couple minutes. We're going to show everything on this show today.
Well, check it out. I'm a part of that organization, that part of the group that created that entity, and people need to understand this is a tool that was built for Hexicans by Hexicans. Okay, this is not some fucking money grab or nothing like that. Your hex is going to significantly outperform anything you will do in your real life. So no business that any Hexican stands up will ever make the money that compares to what Hex is going to do. So just understand that and realize that this is something that is going to benefit you, your family, and your finances and your personal situation long term. Because again, this is for you. This is a solution that we all need, because if you're crypto wealthy, which we're pretty much all going to be, you will ultimately need those services that are offered by this entity which we built, because we're all going to need those services. I mean, it's for us, by us.
Yeah, and
So,
so just to kind of chime in on that is,
mhm.
this is the foundation of an entire sovereignty network, is what I'm calling it, that is being
Yeah,
built out in the background. So it is
yeah,
all the tools and vehicles and pieces that you need to have peace of mind across the entire financial spectrum, your entire portfolio. And just a side note is, I haven't seen much of it, but if you're sitting there thinking like, yeah, maybe this is a money grab, why wouldn't we have just done an NFT?
yeah, yeah. This is a lot of
Like
fucking
like
bullshit
this
work.
is the money grab. Like they
Yeah,
go and
this
set
is a
all
lot
this
of
shit
work.
up and spend
NFT would
6
be a
months
whole lot easier.
developing this when we
Yeah,
could have gone and made some fucking JPEGs. Shit,
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
And we could have
This is
gotten
true.
rich. Trust me, we could have gotten
This is
rich off
true.
doing some fucking JPEGs on you guys. Oh my god, dude. It would have been stupid. And we'd be gone. We'd be gone. So
Gone to
get that
Chili's.
straight. Yeah, get that straight in your mind,
Yeah, because people are gonna talk shit. So I just like to
For sure.
kibosh that anytime I can, because people gotta understand, man. There is no fiat income producing endeavor that will supplant Hex in terms of return. So, whatever cost is associated with the business is strictly to fund whatever endeavors we want to fund, because that's what it's for, to pay the people that are providing us the services we need, and for us to do the things that we want done. This is the whole point, right? So this
Yeah.
is this is This is gonna be very, very good for us. You guys will see. Whole lot to come,
Yeah,
man.
and it's the first of many steps in this
Yeah.
bigger picture now to make
That's right.
sure
This
that
is
we're
just step one.
insulated.
Yeah, this is just
Like
step one.
we got to be insulated as a network because the interesting thing is that, and the dumb fucks who want to try and rob you and scam you and then come up with a new anonymous identity and play that whole game in crypto, like what they're missing is that we actually have no choice now but to be in numbers. We have no choice now but to build a community and come at this as a collective front, as a collective force against the politics and getting in and infiltrating that bullshit and fixing all that fucked up stuff.
We need to
Against
represent
the money,
ourselves.
the system, like the whole thing now, it requires a community. You can't go do this by yourself.
Nope.
So, like,
you need to
even if
represent
you didn't
yourself.
want to, you have no choice.
Mm-hmm. I mean, imagine how can you fight a fight if you're not there to fight it?
Yeah,
Kind of
you're
can't.
not in the chat. You're not in the chat.
You can't.
You're like
That's
not
how.
even in it.
Yeah, that's exactly the point. You can't because you're not there. So, if you want to be in the fight, you want to shit on these motherfuckers. Well, you got to be in the ring to put your balls in their face. It's not gonna happen from far away. So, this is what this is for.
And that's like a long-term fight is like the whole IRS front. But I mean, taxes and IRS are bullshit, and we all know it. So let's just call that out for what it is. And we'll get to that, but it's one step at a time.
Yep.
I firmly think if we continue on the path that we're on, we actually have the potential to disrupt something like that. And I mean, just think of how fundamental that is to people's lives. That is so fundamental.
It is
that
basic.
they believe that to be true.
Mm-hmm.
And we have an opportunity to disrupt that. Like if you have the opportunity, you have no choice but to do it. That's how I look at things like this. It's like if you can, you should, and therefore you must. Right?
That's right.
Very simple way of thinking.
Agree. I 100% agree, man. I mean, I feel like we don't have anything else to do because if we don't, well, then we're fucked because they're gonna just take what they want.
Yeah, yeah, and then we're all stuck. Like, look, I mean, I play the international traveling game too, but at the end of the day, it's fucking bullshit, dude. And I don't know of many people that'll tell you that. It's like, even like Nomad Capitalist, like his mantra is "Go where you're treated best." Yeah, but how about
we just the same?
How about we just
as long as you got money, you good.
Yeah, yeah. How about we just fix the shit here?
Yeah.
I mean, I like it in America. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to fucking leave. How about we just fix the shit? Right? It's like
I 100% agree, Jay, and that's why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. I don't agree with the notion of leaving because you know what? I come from a country where that's what the people did, and that country now is a representation of fucking scum. Because the motherfuckers that are left don't even give a fuck about their own country because their whole dream is on leaving it. Not understanding that there's nowhere to go because they don't actually know anything except for what they see on fucking the stupid box. Right? So it's this whole idea of escaping. You can't fucking escape shit because guess what? Even if you do, you're a U.S. fucking taxpayer. You're fucked no matter where you go. So you got to relinquish your citizenship anyway. And nowadays, that shit isn't fucking free because everybody was asleep at the wheel beforehand anyway. So you're already between a rock and a hard place. The best solution is to stand up and fucking fight like a damn man or woman because that makes everything easier because there's a whole lot more of us than there is of them. And that's a fact.
And we got the opportunity to do it now. Like we got the tools, we got the vehicles, we got the things,
the best tool.
Resources.
We got the best tool.
So why wouldn't we? Yeah. Why wouldn't we, go to bat for ourselves and our kids and our future, right?
That's right. That's right.
Okay, I'm done. That we went on a deep tangent there. I like it.
Yeah,
I like
it. I'm sorry, guys.
We're talking about
Fed hikes. What the fuck? I mean, look, they print all this money and they take all this money from us. Well, what's the point?
Yeah,
that's right. Fix it, quit running. There's nowhere to go now. We're the last spot. The U.S. is the last.
It is like the last big fight is here in the U.S. If you turn and run on this, like I'll tell you, I've been a lot of places, man. First off, there's nowhere on the planet that compares to the U.S. Nowhere right now that compares. It's all about it's layers and shades of giving up things that you have now for things that you're not going to get, and it's like it starts to become this battle of like, well, I guess I could live without this, and I guess I could live without that, and I guess this, and I guess that. You really want to be doing that to yourself? Like, why? You have that shit now. So, yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, very stupid. Very. And, there's nothing wrong with living in other countries. What's
No.
wrong is having to make compromises that you don't want to make. That's what's wrong.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
look, in my country, everybody can't live there, but I can, and I have no problems with the way shit works there. I have no problems with the way shit is. Could things be different? 100%. And that's the whole point. You got to be there to fix the shit. It's not gonna change because you want it to be different. And if you want things to be different in your country, well, you got to stand up and go fucking change them because they're not gonna change themselves. Why? Because they got here because nobody was paying attention in the first place. So
yeah, and there was people that were just looking around and saying like, oh, somebody else will get this one, somebody else will grab it.
and
It's
they're
like
still waiting.
nobody else got it, so you're the guy. Like, you got to be the guy. And a simple way to do that is to start organizing a local, on the ground hex meetup that turns into we're going to put all of our money together into marketing and advertising campaigns to get billboards, to get signs, to get taxis, to get sports teams, to get all this shit like we're doing now. And that's how you then start to show power. And then what you do is you start to figure out a way into the finance system, into the political system, because political drives finance. So figure out a way into the political system first. You've already got the finance tool to do all this. So now you're actually starting to get somewhere. So that's how you do that. That's it. 3-step playbook right there.
Yep. I mean, look at how quickly we raised 600K.
I know, that was
for a
stupid.
NASCAR.
That was
I mean,
stupid.
for a single Daytona
4-hour race. How long is
Yeah.
that race? 4 hours, 6 hours?
It's about 4 hours, I think.
4 hours for 600K. Damn,
Yeah.
dude. That's a good deal. That's a
Yeah.
good deal for NASCAR.
Yeah.
Whew.
And I mean, imagine what we could do with concerted marketing efforts that we decide
Yes.
as a community to run, that we're going to know the impact of, that we're going to have all this information up front, and we decide to do it. And I mean, people can just contribute. I mean, it's not rocket science. We just did it.
Yeah.
And we can do anything we want like that. This is the whole point of decentralization, FYI. Just goes to show this whole idea of centralization is freaking flawed. And it's it's fake, right? Nothing needs to be centralized as long as the right people within the community are doing the right things. Simple. It's not rocket science. Everybody has their place. Nothing wrong with that. Everybody succeeds being great at what they do. Everybody's happy. Everybody wins. Done. And if you're not happy doing what you're doing, fucking do something else. Who gives a fuck? Just do something. It's too easy. Yeah, it's too easy. There's a million different ways to contribute to this great community. Why wouldn't
like this? This is an actual DAO, by the way.
Yeah.
You want to know what a DAO looks like? This is it.
This.
A bunch of sovereign individuals deciding, oh, we want to go do this. Cool, go do it, bro. All right, let's fundraise. Oh, done. Hey, I want to do this. Go do it. Done. That's a fucking DAO. All this centralized dog shit that's parading itself around as a DAO, but it's like a 13-year-old anonymous kid on Twitter. That's not a fucking DAO, guys. That's called theft. That's another version of theft. He's gonna run with your money as soon as the government knocks on his door and he shits his little diaper. He's gonna run with your money, dude.
That was a good one, bro. Yeah. 13-year-old kid gonna run with your money.
Because there was one. There was one. Like, that's actual truth. That's why it's so funny.
Serious?
Yeah, I can't remember what. I can't remember which project it was, bro. But there was.
I'm not ready for the internet. Apparently, damn.
Oh, dude.
It's brutal when teens are getting over.
Chris Black did research into one of these DAOs and found out that this kid was fucking 13 years old, and then another kid was 19 years old, and they had over $1 billion sitting in the DAO fund.
Wow.
So, like, at 19 years old, what were you doing? Because I was getting into all kinds of trouble.
I was not doing that. I was being a bum in the desert. Damn.
Correct.
That's some gangster shit right there.
I'm not going to trust a 13-year-old or a 19-year-old. Fuck.
No, that's gangster right there. I wish I was that gangster when I was 19. Holy shit. Okay. I see this guy asking how much does it cost to join MCA. Bro, go to the website, look at the information so you can understand what you're going to pay for.
Yeah, what it is.
Questions like that. It's like 10K.
Yeah, just because they do like a consult fee or some shit, but it's put towards whatever you end up doing with them. So the whole point, the whole point is don't go there unless you're ready. I guess is the simplest way I could put that.
Don't go there unless you're ready. It's not a joke. This is real life. We're playing
when you're ready,
game here.
Yeah, when you're ready, just go there and get it done. Thanks to KD. Thanks for the $5.
$5.
Don't know. 555. Don't know. I love those 555
$5
donos.
55 cents.
Yes, sir. Okay. You got some shit you want to go through?
Yeah, man. Let me pull up my charts. Let me get ready here.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let me get
I'm
this.
gonna go ahead and shut off my camera for a second. Go fill up my water. So I'm gonna mute
Knock
out, and then
yourself
I'll be
out.
right back.
All right, bro. But I don't think I can share the screen. So let me do that before you go. Did you go already? He left. All right. So I guess I gotta just talk to you guys. No, but nothing to stare at while he goes and fills up his water. So let me get my chart ready. Yeah, the fee is designed to weed out unserious people. But again, this is a tool that was built for us by us, and we don't want no jokers. If you're not serious about taking your future seriously and trying to find some peace of mind, given all the craziness that's going on in the world right now, then find some other place to handle your business. That's okay. Life is very simple, folks. Very, very simple. Let's see here. I'm looking for a link that I want to show
What
you
is up with
guys.
this avatar I got? Man, I gotta change that. Proof of beard. What is that?
That's marketable shit.
I ain't got no damn beard.
I didn't even realize I was on. That was funny. Oh man. Hold on, I'm almost there. I gotta find that damn link. No, I can't find it. Where are you? But yeah. Good times ahead, man. Good times ahead. I mean, everything is falling apart for the bad guys, and that's really the biggest piece of this story. And that's really what's going to cause a lot of headwinds for those that, oh, story's getting deleted. Love it. Love
What
it.
happened?
Both of them stories got deleted, bro.
Which ones?
The Brandon ones. Remember the ones I sent you about the
Oh no
sun?
shit.
Yeah.
Oh no shit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I was gonna show them. So much for that.
Yeah.
Woo! Let me share my screen. Oh man, good times.
Okay, you got
Oh,
yeah.
give me a second. I'm about to share my screen.
Okay.
There we go. Oh man, this shit puts me in such a good mood. It's so funny. They are scrambling so hard. They
Oh
have
yeah.
lost.
That's good you got this up. That's good you
Yeah,
got this up.
yeah. So check it out, guys. We got a wolf in the hen house, so to speak, right? I put this link up last night. Sheila Warren leaves World Economic Forum to lead crypto lobbying group. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a problem because the next thing you know, everything's fucking turns upside down.
This is the
Literally.
start. This is the start of the infiltration right here. Well, it
Yes,
already
sir.
was happening, but with like some
Well,
Obama era
Blockstream,
cabinet
yeah.
members and stuff like
But
that,
this
right?
is legislative side now, right?
Yes.
This is
Yes.
them going for the gut, trying to rip it apart. I mean, let's read a little bit. Former WEF executive will become CEO of this Council for Innovation.
Mm-hmm. Look at
Don't
that
think
face
so.
though, too. Look at that face too. That's an inviting face, huh?
Yep.
That's the face of peace right there, isn't it?
Yep. Really not.
That's that's the face of I'm gonna take care of you.
I was raised by women. That is not that.
No, I don't know what
Promise
that
you
thing
that.
is.
I was raised by nothing but women. That is not a face of I will take care of you. Sorry.
No.
Nope. Check this out. The Crypto Council for Innovation, was formed last April by founding members from Block. I don't know what Block is. Coinbase, Fidelity, Digital Assets, and Paradigm. And it includes Andreessen Horowitz as a board member. This is an all-star lineup of people we do not want involved leading the future of anything we have going on. Period. End of story.
Yeah.
So we'll be creating our own entity, pretty much.
Yes.
We can't have this shit.
Block used to be the Block. It's like a crypto news site.
Okay, got it.
Kind of clowns, kind of a little bit. Gotten better over time, but like they had some really bizarre, I guess you could say, perspectives and stuff in the beginning that led to a lot of blowout with them. And then they kind of dropped it, and I think they dumped their CEO, and then they brought on somebody new. This guy Mike Dudas was the CEO, and he had a big mouth, and then they got rid of him, I think, and then they rebranded to just Block.
Got it.
But yeah, probably not guys I want to see at the forefront.
No, not at all. I mean, it only gets better. Check this out. Prior to joining the CCI, she worked as a senior exec at TechSoup, where she built NGO Source, an initiative funded by, guess who? The Gates and Hewlett Foundations.
There you
The
go.
further back you peel this onion, the sourer and more it makes you want to cry. Sourer it gets, and the more it makes you want to cry. I mean, it's just ridiculous, man. Like, no, thank you. Let's see. Here's another one. Since its start, CCI has hosted a Bitcoin-focused virtual event featuring Tesla CEO Elon Musk and Twizzler Twitter co-founder Jack
Might as well
Dorsey.
be Twizzler. Might as well be
Yeah,
Twizzler.
might as well be Twizzler.
You had it right the first time.
And noted investor Kathy Wood. Come on, man. This is a fucking clown lineup right here.
Yeah.
These are not the people you want to be standing next to talking about crypto, because you're just going to look like a clown. Yeah. So this is a big piece of news, though. Very big. Do not ignore this. This is very big, because this is a problem. A legit problem.
This kind of fits into something too that I'm noticing over the last couple of days is who's noticing over like this last month, all of a sudden all the heroes in Hollywood coming out saying that they're not going to play at venues that force poke, and that they're not going to all of a sudden they're against it.
Yeah.
For the last 2 years they were quiet. All of a sudden they're getting loud. Elon Musk is getting loud. You got to question all this stuff, man.
Everybody's getting loud now all of a sudden.
Yeah, some of these people are part of the same system, and they're just being now poked and triggered and activated to now be, once again, that
anti
reason.
Yep.
Yes.
Isn't that so convenient?
So you gotta pay attention to this.
All after I've been telling you guys this whole time, and 2022 is over. Why? Because the tests. Why? Because those tests have been producing all these fake readings. And here's your proof. Look at it all falling apart now. How convenient.
Like fucking overnight.
Like it never existed.
Yeah, we're not even talking Europe like slow rollback.
Yo, in Europe, it's like it doesn't even exist anymore. Period.
Yeah. Gone.
End of discussion.
Gone.
It's 2019 all over again in Europe. In most places. How about that?
Yeah.
And with that, let's take a look at what these rates are doing. Now, I already peeped earlier, and we're back at 2008, 2009 levels with the Fed fund, with the U.S. 2-year and Fed fund spread. Now, we're still hovering at 4 hike rates. I mean, it's really a little more than, it is 4, because it's one is the Fed funds itself is 8, right? So you would subtract the 1.08 from that 0.08, which is 4 hikes. And this takes us back to October 2008 and May 2009, and before that we're talking 2005, I think. Yeah. I mean, this is crazy, right? This is how out of shape the market is, right? And we talked about this a while ago. I've been talking about this move for a long time, because if we look back, I probably started talking about this shit probably probably like June, July, maybe summer of last year. And I mean, it's just been ripping up ever since. And this is exactly the expansion, right? The widening of the spread that I've been warning about, that is going to cause serious problems. And me and Jay talked about this for I don't know, at least a solid 15 minutes last time. And we talked about, the cost of capital that these entities are dealing with, right? That they're near zero, definitely below 1% in a lot of cases, because they're borrowing short-term money. I mean, a 1-year rate is 75 basis points, right? 0.75%. If they're borrowing at 5 years, it might cost them 3 to 5% depending the entity. But again, right, the entities that are getting all this capital are the closest to the spigot. They're not regular businesses. So the rates that are being paid are not that much different than what you're seeing on the screen, right? You'll have a LIBOR rate plus a reference. Give me a second to take a sip of water.
Sure. And what I'll just chime in with is also too, when we talk about inflation, right? Like this is a common conversation about economists and stuff is all inflation is bad. It's like, that's the boogeyman. No, it's whoever's closest to the inflation benefits the most. That's the simplest way to describe it. And the reason why is because when the banks get it first and then cycle it and it continues to get washed over and over again through you, the general public, you end up at the brunt of that. You end up with the devaluation of your money, not them. They got full value because they were at the front of the line. That's why Hex is so powerful. Well, one of the reasons, but like that's a narrative and a talking point. If you want to use that, go ahead and take that. Is that yes, it's not that inflation is bad. It's just where are you positioned to receive the inflation? That's it.
Yep, it's a big deal. It's a very big deal. I mean, this is why we win as X takers, right? Because we're the ones that receive the inflation, not some random third parties and shit. And then they give us a little slim slice, right?
And you've seen this.
A little slim slice.
Well, let me go back and attempt to connect this to some dots. Remember when the PPP and the EIDL came out? All the big banks were email spamming the fuck out of you, right? Texting you, calling you, come on in, get your PPP money. They were at the front of the line. That's why they wanted you to come in, because you are the sucker. You are buying the bag.
Yep.
You are exit liquidity.
On you. Yeah,
you are exit liquidity.
On you. Yeah. They're offloading on you, literally. I mean, look at this.
That's what that was.
The 20-year, the 30-20 is still negative. How is it that the 20-year interest rate is greater than the 30-year interest rate? I mean, there's something going on that is just waiting to cause this market to explode. Because that is the weirdest thing I've ever seen or heard of. And I've studied a lot of markets, and I've never seen or heard of anything like that. Have you?
No, I mean, you're seeing it across the boards, right? All these safe havens.
The weirdest things are happening. In fact, you know what? Let's take a look at Swiss franc. Speaking of safe havens.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that triggered, but something made me think of that. 34 days. Wow, this is on a clear downtrend. The franc is strong as fuck, so that's a real true safe haven, huh? That's crazy. Remember all that from back in the day? How they tried to pin it against the euro? Man, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, so that's 2011, 2014. I'm just looking at this. I don't ever look at this chart.
Oh man, this
interesting.
Yeah, this broke a lot of funds that year. That event where that peg broke, that broke a lot of funds, man. Some serious shit went down that day. Yeah. I mean, this again just further proves why staking is superior. You know, you don't get exposed to shit like that when the market's fucking all acting crazy and you stake. Your money's just there earning your yield. You don't gotta worry about all that crazy shit. I mean, this market, I mean, it's just a one-way market. Look at this. This is all the way from 71. Just one-way trade, man. And it looks like it's just entering another era of a downtrend because that's what it does every time it enters, right? It just breaks that line. Oh man, this is crazy.
Yeah, it might just sit down there forever, though. You know, that might just be the bottom right there, and it just sits there flat.
So? Oh no, man.
But like, talk about trade of a lifetime over the last 60 years since this. Like on day one, just short it.
Yep, that's it.
On day one, just short this shit.
I mean, since 1971, how crazy is that?
That's what's wild, dude.
Yeah.
So this is showing you behind the curtain of a life cycle of a fiat currency. It's fucking dog shit. From day one, it's dog shit. They all are.
Day one. So why does this chart start in 1971? It starts in 1971 because that's when foreign exchange rates started floating. Because prior to that date, they were all fixed due to being fixed to the gold supply or the gold rate.
Yeah.
But after August 15th, 1971, that was no longer, and that's why you now have a floating rate system. So yeah, I mean, this is just phenomenal, right?
Yeah, dude.
this
It
this is
really
lends
is.
yeah, this is lends credence to and in the Swiss economy, they tax the fuck out of everybody over there.
Yeah, they do. Yes, they do.
Crazy. And look at how much stronger that currency is than ours. So I
There you
like
go.
that banner at the bottom. I had noticed.
I'm gonna cycle through all of them today.
Yo, that's a good one, bro. I didn't see
But
that.
you know what's funny is like when you hear something like this, you're thinking, oh yeah, right. Don't listen to the YouTubers. But it actually means don't listen to the suits too. Don't listen to the
suits
fucking
are
Jim
worse than
Cramers.
us. We at least know
Yeah,
what we're
dude.
talking about.
I mean, I would actually say that who's okay. So who's worse, YouTube influencers in the crypto space or fucking Jim Cramer?
They're
Who's
the
worse,
same,
BitBoy
bro.
or Jim Cramer?
They're the same.
Fuck, I don't even know, man.
They're the same, bro. That's what I say.
I think so too. But
Yeah.
Jim Cramer's been at it longer. If you were to measure life cycles, I bet you if BitBoy could, he'd be around just as long as Jim Cramer would.
Oh hell yeah, because he don't fucking do nothing but act like he knows what he's talking about, and he knows he doesn't. I mean, that's easy money, bro. You don't gotta do shit,
Easy
but just
money.
yap. I mean, imagine
No,
you don't
man.
gotta get paid for anything. You don't gotta perform in any which capacity. You know what I'm saying? You just
No,
gotta be
and
there
there's zero
yapping.
accountability.
Yeah, zero.
And when you
Zero.
get caught, you just say sorry. Fuck, man, it's a good world, ain't it? You just say sorry.
Guess,
Oh
man.
shit,
I
dude.
don't know that
Okay.
world, but yeah. I mean, this is another example, but interestingly enough, I think the yen might continue this downtrend. I don't think it's. I think this might be a dead cat. I don't know. We'll see. But it's been another one, right? The dollar has just been, interestingly enough.
Well, Japan's a huge holder of U.S. Treasuries too. They're the largest holder.
Yep, that's the main reason for this
Still
trade. I mean,
the largest.
the yen is a major funding currency. And the reason for that is because of their interest rate, right? If you look up, I think it's either JP or JY. Ah. Okay, so this is the zero line, guys. This is the zero line. Okay, and this is the Japanese 10-year yield chart. Let me take it off log because that shit has to look crazy to you guys. This is the zero line down here. This is 2% up here, and it only goes back to 2007 here for whatever reason, or 6. But as you guys can see, it only went from 2% to minus 20 basis points. And now they're just barely going positive. But odds are they're about to break out.
It's looking like it.
Yeah, so that dollar yen trade, let me show you guys a little trick. Where is this compare thing?
Up at the top, yeah, you'll see it.
Yeah.
I'll bring that in as a line.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's bring that up. Let's see this.
You know what it's about to do, Jay. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at how divergent that trade is. Let me alter the scales here.
I wish they brought this in differently with the compare function, man, so that you could really get the full flavor of it, but it's okay.
Yeah, we'll take what we can get, man. All right. So
There
that's
it
the
is.
divergence, right? I mean, how crazy is that?
One going up, one coming down.
Yeah. I mean, they might converge, or this might just speed the fuck up. Because that's typically how it works. They're not supposed to diverge like this.
Yeah, and we got US bonds at negative 5% right now. And this shit's about to break out in Japan with negative rates for the last 30, 40 years?
Yeah.
Like
and this is the thing. This is only capturing the last 12 fucking 14 years. There's a whole other plethora of time that's not being captured on the chart for whatever reason. I mean, this is and these are the things that I look at, right? That are important to look at because you have to understand what is going on with capital. Right. In order to make the kind of trade that we're making here, which is buying Hex and understanding that this is like the best trade to make right now because it is the best crypto because of all of its factors. right? All of its positive properties. Like there is like I can't imagine another like not even crude oil. And that's the only thing that's been as close as heck since it went negative in 2020. Like
Yeah.
imagine buying a damn, I wish I had the data. Let me see something.
Yeah, I'm looking for something too. I was just going to bring up some bond data from Yardini.
I'm gonna look. Let's see if we bought 4 years in the future, back when that happened. When did that happen, Jay? You want to say March, April 2020?
Negative oil. Yeah, I want to say it
Yeah.
was right in that area. I would start
Right.
there.
Yeah. Let's take a look at this chart. Let's see. Damn, that shit only went. So you see, going forward 4 years, crude only went to a low of 38.90. You see, it didn't go negative like the front month. It was only the front month that went negative. Right? And this is what happens when you paper over markets. All right, this is getting too advanced. I'm sorry, guys. This is not important. Um, back to this interest rate spread. But okay, wow. So here's another divergence. We have the dollar yen down here, and then you have the Fed rate all the way up here. So either they gotta cut, or I'm sorry, raise to bring this spread back down in line with this, or they converge, which
There it is.
implies some rate hiking and some US dollar appreciation, or this just zooms up and everything just goes berserk. We shall see. But things are getting very interesting because when currencies don't line up with the interest rates that are behind them, funky things happen. Now let's take a look directly at the dollar. Yeah, same story. So it doesn't even matter that it's another currency; it's all the same because it's still a dollar. So
Okay, I can't find the shit I was looking for. God dang it.
all
I hate trying to do that. Oh my
good.
god.
Yeah,
Ah,
all good.
whatever.
But I mean, this just goes to show how out of whack rates are, right? I mean, look
Yeah.
at where the dollar is sitting versus the Fed funds 2 year spread. That's whack, bro. That's a major divergence. I mean, let me see what it looks like versus the euro. What is it? Euro USD. hmm Same deal, because it's the opposite, and it's exactly where it's supposed to be. I mean, this is just no bueno, folks. No bueno at all. So it
Yeah.
is about to get live. Let's see what
It's
the
coming.
Aussie USD is doing. Same shit, yeah. New Zealand's gonna be doing the same shit too. Then let's see what the pound is doing. That one usually does its own thing. Ooh, interesting. Huh. Pound is always an interesting trade. Looks like that thing wants to keep selling off. But again, when you take a look at the dollar versus the spread, you can see that divergence in the value, and that is how you know the Fed is really out of bounds. And that's just one of the many signs, right? There's a lot of different ways to go into it. Jay, you wanted me to go into euro dollars too, right? So
Yes,
let me
sir.
do
Let's
that.
do that.
So euro dollars again are a representation of dollars being held offshore, meaning outside of the U.S. bank system in another country, but they are still dollars nonetheless. And one way to look at them, or the first thing to understand, let me rephrase. Hold on. And let me put this on one day because they do not exist for long periods of time. So, as you guys can see, this contract is showing you for the month of February 2022. So once this contract ends, it'll be the end of February, probably the 28th or something. I don't remember exactly when these contracts end anymore, but that's typically how it works. Um, but the reality is that this is actually 100 minus this number. That's what this instrument actually is, because this is interest rate. So this is the interest rate actually going up over the past however many months. Was that 5 months or so? So how do we prove that? Well, let's just invert this thing because it's the same deal. Boom, there you go. Right, maybe it doesn't look the same.
I think you can do 100 colon
Yeah,
or dash. Yeah, I think that should do it.
it's all right. Yeah, that should do it. So this is just the interest rate view of the same instrument, because again, it's 99.64, right? When you look at it in regular form. So this is just the interest rate view. So damn, it looks like this thing is ready to fall, which means go up in value for the contract. But this is just one point of view, right? And taking into account the fact that in order to hold dollars offshore, you were getting nothing before this point in time. Only recently did it go up 36 basis points. But at the same time, that is the cost of doing business for the entity that is paying you that yield. Because for the past X number of years, it was costing them this, right? And now it's costing them that. So let's take a look at 25. Okay, because we're not in that year yet. Excuse me, guys. All right, here we go. So we went 100 minus the interest rate or the instrument rate for GEH 2025, which means it's 3 years from now in March. And as you guys can see, again, interest rates, wow, it's been going up since August. So, Jesus, that's a hell of a trade. Kind of mad I didn't know about it or pay attention.
So it's like a forward look at rate. We can use this as a proxy for rate hikes too, right?
Well, yeah, pretty much. That's the whole point of it. That's why they've been going up, because they are a proxy for interest rates. They just define the future, right? And you go forward 3 years in time, and all this is saying is at this point in time. I mean, this was the summer of 2020. So every tick that you're seeing here from 0.5 to point 505, that's 12 and a half bucks. So whoever this made this trade, I mean, they cleaned up nicely, real nice.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, because these contracts are real cheap. They're like, I mean, when you go out this far, they're probably like 1,000 a contract or so. So they're not expensive, and you get big moves. And I mean, man, whoever rode this train, woof. Yeah, they just killed it, bro.
That was a fucking good trade.
Yeah, because that's a 3x with 12 and a half per tick, not 1 cent. So it's a different ball game when we trading futures, homie. That's a whole lot of money, man. Shit. Wow. Anyways, let me stop gawking at this trade.
Yeah, man. I'm just sitting here thinking about it too.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Dang, dude.
This is a ridiculous trade for real, right? Like, let's just take it from here, because who could have imagined? I mean, that's a big interest rate move.
Yeah,
for a yield to 3x. Thank you, Hex 19. Appreciate you, brother. Hope you're doing well, man. You and the missus. I hope you and the missus are doing well.
Yeah, I only removed it because it's covering the dates, so I want to keep looking at the dates on the chart.
So this is from August 2020 to now. I just went to today's date, or all right, it went to the 3rd, whatever. But you guys get it's today's data that is showing, and I mean, this is just crazy.
Dang. August of 2020,
I mean, imagine your cost of living going up 3x in 2 years. You would lose your shit. Imagine your rent going up to $6,000 if you paid $2,000, right? Like, that's insane. And that's what happened, right? I mean, this is why you have this problem, and they can't just hike these rates. What the hell is it? This is
So
why they can't just do it.
If you wanted to use this for yourself, you could even just go to the end of this year, 2022, instead of 2025, and you'd get a pretty good idea of how many rate hikes the Fed is behind if you didn't want to look at the other tools we've shown you. This is just another tool that you could look at that would show you what to expect by the end of this year. 2022,
22. Yeah. Wow.
There it is, folks.
That's crazy, bro. I mean, look at this. This was a better trade. And that was 3 years out. Do you understand?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. This looks like a cup and handle, don't it?
Yeah.
This looks like a cup and handle. Holy shit.
I am so pissed. Oh
like
my
a cup and handle,
God. 6 fucking bagger in this shit. Yo, look, you guys got to understand. This is like a franc month contract. You're not supposed to get these kind of moves in these damn things. This is insane. What the fuck?
Yeah, there it is. There's your cup and handle pattern.
Yo,
bang, boom.
Wow.
So this could go considerably higher. This could go considerably higher.
Yo, what the fuck? Oh boy.
I mean,
get my stars on, man. This is insane.
What's kind of crazy to think about is what if inflation goes over 10% and they just continue to not have a grasp on this at all. And we see some early 80s inflation numbers again.
I got to be honest with you. I literally expect the worst because they don't have a grasp on it at all. They don't.
And like this is a cup and handle pattern you're looking at over years.
So what the hell happened today?
That's what's got me thinking is I'll show you guys this. Let me just kind of draw this out in Mickey Mouse fashion. Let me just show my screen real quick. I just drew it out. Let me show
Mickey Mouse fashion. So
there it is.
We had hold on a second. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Here's the cup and handle. We're at about the neckline right now.
Yo,
this shit.
I gotta get in on this trade, bro. I gotta get on this trade. Vertical. This is insane. I mean, let me go back to.
Okay, let me get out of mine.
2025.
I'll bring yours back up.
Hold on. This is 25. This is 3 years into the. So looks like we're gonna get a pullback here, but this thing is gonna keep going. Look at this. This is the cup and handle. This is the other handle here. This is one handle. This is the cup. That's another handle. All right, let's get a little drawing. Where's the little curve?
Yeah, it's just like it's acting the entire like neckline of the handle, the top of the cup essentially is acting as support.
Yep.
That's insane. That's insane to see. Inverse head and shoulders, esque pattern. It's all the same shit. Like that's usually when you see a rally up. Yep. What we're seeing right here. You should be seeing a rally up next. Especially since it's, like I said, it's treating that like neckline as support now. Dang, dude. That's nasty. I think I'm going to be honest. I think there's a ton of room left in this play still.
100%. 100% agree. This is money to be made in this trade.
Because we're going to
hit at least 2%, right? Or at least 2.5%.
On an inverse head and shoulder pattern, you'd be getting in right now.
Yep.
On the neckline. That's how you play that move from a technical standpoint.
That's right. Yeah, I agree.
That's something.
Yeah.
that's got me jonesing a little bit. I'm not
gonna lie. Man. I mean, I'm mad I missed all this. Yo, this is mad gains, bro. This is a 6. Oh man, that's not a 6x here, but it's still freaking. That looks like a 3x, I think.
It's something you're not supposed to see. That's what it is.
Almost 2x. Yeah, we wasn't supposed to see this.
Let's just keep it
happy
simple.
with staking. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what it is, man? It's like, damn, 12.5 a tick. That's a lot of ticks, bro. This is a lot of ticks. It's 4 ticks per. Or 2 ticks per basis point. I think. No, it could be 4. It depends the value of the contract. I think the smaller you go, the smaller the ticks get. Let me see. Just because I need to be accurate.
We must. because this is not financial advice.
Yeah, this is not financial advice at all. We need to confirm this information, folks. Browse data products. Where you at? All right.
Boom, there it is.
Yep.
There it is. Led me to futures, which led me to crypto, which led me to Hex. Bang.
That's right. Yeah, that's true. That is true. It's basically what happened to me.
Story.
If it wouldn't be for my love for interest rate futures, I wouldn't give a goddamn about X. It wouldn't matter to me.
And that's kind of funny. When 2017 happened and I went off the deep end with learning macro, is if I would have never done that, I would have never been able to spot Hex and realize it.
Yep, exactly.
I'd be trading shit coins and NFTs right now. Oh god.
Fucking hating life.
Yeah. Stressed as fuck.
Hell yeah, no hair, bro. Looking crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man, yo, I don't miss that life. Shit. Damn, why the fuck is it not pulling up? Come on, man. What is this nonsense? There we go.
All right, you guys enjoying the stream while he's digging? You guys liking what we're going through today? Third episode in. You guys digging it? You got questions? Drop them in the chat. You got donos? Drop us that too. We always love and appreciate that. Show support.
Oh, this is why.
F yes, we got thumbs up. Sweet, thank you. There it is.
Good stuff. Yeah, I've always wanted to trade the FENFUDs, but my time in the markets, you couldn't trade them because there was no market to be trading in. Like, they literally was just stuck at zero, but it looks like it might be a trade there now because, I mean, if the Fed does ever make a move, wow, I would like to own some Fed funds options. Like, them things would explode, bro. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
Fuck. Yeah, that's a good point. Hey.
Yeah, man. I've been waiting to make that trade for fucking decade, bro. No bullshit. These fucking hex gains might get put to good use. Hex gains, bro. Holy shit. Yeah, 6.25. There we go. Yep, the nearest expiry is what it is. So that G contract for this month, you get their 1/4 ticks there. Otherwise, it's like I told you guys, half a basis point. Like from half, right? So 505, that's 1250. And that would be considered half of a basis point because then it would tick over to 1 from 0. So, yeah, man, there's money to be made all over the place. Let's take a look at these Fed futures while we're here. Because why not? What else have we got to do, right? What is this? Oh, look at this. Futures, Fed funds. And then we'll go over to the U.S. debt clock because we hit some bad board targets today.
I haven't looked at that in a minute. Oh, yeah. I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah, not me. I've been waiting for that one.
Too many sites, man. Yes.
Yeah, there is too many sites, bro. There ain't no line about that. So here we go. Check this out. $20.80. This is the biggest tick value that you get. So is this multiplied by 2, which if I remember correctly is like $42 and I can't remember the freaking number. It's like $42, 63 cents or some stupid shit like that. 64 cents. Yeah, 41.67. There you go. So if this market, and of course this is dreaming scenario here, but I mean imagine if this market takes off and it just automatically resets to 1% and you captured all those basis points. Right.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah, it's
that's
super
nasty.
fucking nasty. Yeah, it's super fucking nasty. That's 92. And however many contracts you get, I forget the cost, but they're not even expensive. I think they might run you like $800 or something like that, like depending on the duration. Oh, here we go. Not even.
There it is.
Not even. But these are 30 days, so you gotta be mindful of where you're picking your spots. Like this is December 2022, so $600 a contract.
Yeah, you weren't that far off.
Yeah, not bad. And March 675. I mean, you pick either or. I think you can't go wrong because they're gonna they gotta slip, bro. I mean, 30 trillion in debt, which of course is never gonna get paid back. 8% Fed funds when it should be fucking 1%. I mean, I wish there was a site where I could check the options for Fed funds. Bar chart. Because that's another thing. Options positioning is another way to tell what markets are doing under the hood.
Yeah, 100%. You can even use that with Bitcoin. Options, like when options expiration dates hit, usually coincide with moves with Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So you would just look at Deribit volume, and you get a pretty big leg up just from Deribit alone and the options.
Yeah.
Because they're like the only player. Well, one of a few.
One of a few, right? What am I looking at again? Fed funds.
Fed funds.
I just want to see. You know what? Let me just go to futures. Financials. This should take us right there. ZQ. June. Let's see if we can pull up some options data. Looks like it's not going to give me open interest, which is what I actually want. Let me see. Come on. Not really much going on here yet. So it looks like the market isn't that interested. Let's take a look at December expiry. There we go. Some dollars in there, but not as thick as I would like.
Yeah, it seems like either nobody's caught onto this play, which it's hard to believe, or they're not believing it's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. Yeah, that's fucking funny, right? 105. Yeah.
So then they all believe in what we're believing, that the Fed ain't gonna hike rates, that they're just bullshitting.
Yeah. It would be a nice trade to fucking make just for the fuck of it, just in case.
I know, just to do it, man.
Just in case they fucking slip and just say fuck it, we got no choice. But I don't see
nobody's in on this trade right now.
Yeah, nobody. That's funny, right?
Yeah. That's fucking empty.
Oh man. Damn, it kind of makes me think maybe we something I'm gonna spend the next week thinking about this fucking trade.
Yeah, maybe scale into it. Start scaling into something.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like, well, if everybody's thinking the same thing, we all gotta be wrong.
Yeah, and it usually goes like that.
Yeah, no,
they can't possibly do this, and then they do this.
I mean, yo, think about it. This is where they're stuck. The rate is supposed to be at least here.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. this shit is getting crazy.
Yeah, it is. Let's go back to the debt clock. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, man. National look at this.
$90,000 per citizen, $239,000 per taxpayer. How the fuck does that work? So if I'm if I'm going through the process of becoming a citizen or a citizen, how the fuck does that work? What do they count as a citizen? Does it tell you? Let me look at the bottom. It doesn't. I wonder what they define as a citizen in this.
Let's see. The census. Hold on. Let me zoom. Yeah, let me zoom out. Yeah. Source U.S. Treasury, U.S. citizen. So there you go. It's whatever count they got.
U.S. Federal Reserve. Okay, so taxpayer is basically based on U.S. Treasury and Federal Reserve data.
Yep.
Because that's a big gap, ain't it?
It's very big. Because A lot of people don't make that. So how the hell do they got to pay that?
On both fronts. On both fronts.
On both fronts. I mean, debt per citizen, debt per taxpayer. What the hell? How that? I mean, that's basically a 4x or a 3x.
Okay. I got to use the toilet. I'll be right back. I'm going to mute out.
No worries, brother. Go ahead. This is crazy. This is basically a 3x just on the debt per taxpayer. What is going on? I mean, this is wild. Where are we going? I mean, this is just insane. And this is the supposed revenue. So, supposedly they're bringing in this much per citizen, which is, well, you can do the math, a ninth less, or eighth ninths less. Excuse me. Yo, how are they how are they bringing in eight ninths less, but they're spending eight ninths more? And people are worried about Hex being a scam. Ain't that some funny shit? It really puts things into perspective for you. Now, this Ponzi only stops when people decide to stop using the dollar. It doesn't stop a moment sooner. So we will see how this story ends. I mean, we all know how it's going to end. Right? I mean, they all end the same. We've already seen the interest rates. Things are really coming to a head. I mean, Social Security is unpayable. Defense war budgets are ridiculous. It's just, I mean, the fact that this number is even green is a joke. Savings per family, how they're making that one up. Liquid cash and personal savings per family divided by the number of families. Yeah, okay. I mean, $18,000 when the feds are bringing in 12,000 per citizen. Oh, and check this out while you were gone.
Yep.
So debt per citizen, 90K. Revenue per citizen, the money they 12K. So these
12K.
are spending 8 times more than they're bringing in.
Holy shit.
How about them apples?
Wow. That's some leverage.
How about them apples? Can you spend 8 times more than you bring in? I know I cannot. I would like to. Can I?
I know, right?
Like, this is a joke, man.
So that's like putting up your car 8 times and getting 8 loans off it. That's impossible.
Yep.
Get out of here.
I mean, this is insane, bro. And this is real life. This is not even a joke.
Is accounting right now in real time. This site is amazing, by the way. I just linked it in the chat for everyone asking.
Yeah.
It's usdebtclock.org, O-R-G. So bookmark it. Check it out. Come back to it often.
Spending to GDP ratio, this got to be off. Total debt to GDP, 142%. I remember when this was under 100.
Yeah.
It was not that long ago, folks.
So what's going to happen when they raise rates? That's going to go up quite a bit.
Oh, man.
That's going to go quite a bit.
It's going to double.
Yeah.
The first hike is going to double this. Yeah.
Over 200%.
Because the cost of the debt is cyclical, right? So let's talk about that, Jay, for a little bit. If we go to U.S. Treasury Direct, which is the Treasury's website, which is where you can get all the information. I think it's .com. I'm not actually sure. Let's see.
What are we looking for? Who's buying treasuries?
Nah, just their issuance schedule.
Okay.
Yeah. I just don't remember the site. Nah, .gov. Like, what else would it be, bro? Don't be a retard. Let's see. Where do I get this data from again? I forget. Research data. So let's see here. What am I looking for again? What the hell were we talking about?
Debt to GDP.
Debt to GDP, right? And we were gonna look at right, how they issue the debt issuance, the type of debt that they issue. That's what it is. All right. Let's see here. Like the composition of the debt. Like I want you guys to see that the majority of the debt that they issue is short term relative to long term. Now, why does that matter? Well, the reason that matters is because what that means is if they're standing, right? If the government's balance sheet is standing, right? This is a metaphor. And the wind blows, what that means is that it's going to fall over because it's bottom heavy. But the problem is that bottom heavy in this perspective is actually top heavy, right? And the question is how? Well, the reality is that when you borrow short term consistently and the majority of your debt is in short term instruments, well, you got to pay that shit back in the short term. So that means you got to borrow again in the short term. I mean, there was a period of time where the US didn't even issue 30-year paper. It was like 10 years or something because it didn't have the need to. And then all of a sudden it started back up again. Where is this? Makeup of the debts. Where are you? Makeup of the debt. Here we go. Let's see if this gives me the answer I'm looking for. Maybe not. This is so annoying. Now I can't find it. I used to be able to go to this thing all the time. I guess you just gotta download this thing. Let's see here. Here we go. Oh, so they changed their structure. Interesting. So let's take a look at this, guys. We got notes, which represents 1 to 10 years, and bonds, which represents longer than 10 years, and bills, which represents less than 1 year or a year or less. So here are the totals, and they've stretched out their duration, and they've been able to do that because they've kept rates down for so long. But at one point in time, that wasn't the case, and that's exactly what I was just telling you guys a moment ago. But it seems that they've been able to reconfigure the structure of their balance sheet, or the term structure of their balance sheet, with all the buying that they do and all the games that they play, which is good for them. You know, they need it. What's this question here? Where do the World Bank, IMF, and BIS get money to loan out?
And you're right. It's the second part of the question. Jackal in the box. They print it.
Yeah.
They print it, baby. I mean, we even had an issuance of SDR for the first time in fucking forever last year.
Yeah,
680 million, I think, of SDR was created.
I did a stream on it. On it.
That was a long time ago. It feels like shit, dude. That was last year sometime.
Yep, that was a long time ago.
They just issue it, my man. They
should fucking do a follow up on that. Yeah, I mean, all of the money is the same, bro. It's all made up. It's not real.
Now try and get a real amount of SDR that's floating out there, like actually in circulation, or even US dollar in circulation. You'll never find it. Never find it.
Won't. Well, it was interesting. Think there was a state. I can't remember. I went over this in a stream one time. That I think it's either a state or a country that the IMF is forcing to borrow SDRs only, that they can't borrow anything else.
Interesting.
Yep, I gotta look that up. I can't remember when it was, but that's an actual scenario. Yep. So this is the 30 trillion, right? That we owe. Intragovernmental holdings means like paper that each agency holds from other agencies. So they kind of don't try to count it, but it counts. And then here you got 23 trillion, which is actually outstanding. That actually be paid back to somebody, not intergovernmental agency owning it to another. So yeah, man, this is it's real. It's real. It's not fake. This money is owed to somebody. Somebody's got to pay it. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the future because people do not expect things to get paid back.
Correct. Nobody's expecting that to get paid back.
Nope, not at all. And here's another way to look at the statement. And here you have your $1 trillion figures laid out, no abbreviation. So there you go. I mean, it's basically an accounting joke at this point. I mean, come on.
It is.
I mean, how easy is it to get your hand on $1 million nowadays? You know, it's not easy. But yet, these motherfuckers got the shit to double up on you to the tune of trillions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, that's just, well, that's where we're going, and this is why crypto exists, right? This is the whole point of us going through these macro streams, going through all these concepts, showing you guys all these things that you don't normally see anybody talking about because they don't understand it themselves, because it takes time to understand these things because they're designed to be convoluted and not clear.
Yes. And they're designed to they're required to go to 20 different spots to get the data to even have an understanding.
Yeah, I mean, look at all I had to do just to find this. This is basic information. This is the government's balance sheet. This shouldn't be hard to find.
You know what's crazy is that crypto is more
transparent.
Transparent, yeah. Crypto is more transparent than this. Like, how long did it just take you to find open interest on those contracts, right? We go to one fucking site. Yep. I go to one site, show you all the open interest across the board on every single exchange right now. Crypto's way more transparent than this. Which is laughable.
Sad, isn't it?
It is, dude. And so, yeah, I mean, take that for what it is, but it just kind of proves that it's a better, like, even as it sits right now, it's way better than what's already there.
100%.
You could argue Bitcoin sucks, whatever, blah, 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 but even it existing right now is better than what we had.
Mm-hmm. Sure is.
And that's easier to find data. It's easier to find data. If nothing else,
that's just sad, though, right?
It is. It is.
That's what I think it is. I think it's just sad. Oh, it's raining. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, bro. Think about it. I mean, we don't have anything to actually call a store of value until we had Hex. We didn't have anything.
Yeah.
You know, that's sad, bro.
Yeah.
Now we're good, but we weren't, for a long time.
Yeah, we were forced to just deal with what you had, right?
Yeah, and it was just fiat and whatever else you can muster up in that system. And there wasn't much. Hold on, the world is ending.
Yep, block it out. So now, does it make sense as to why people hold on to this old system so much? Because it's just like any other system. It's just like any other belief structure. Is that it's been truth for so long that they have no choice but to cling to it, right? Because it's just a habit.
That's right. That's really all it is. That is really all it is. Debt position and activity report. I don't remember what this is.
God, she knows.
That's the worst, man.
Yeah, it is. Too big to fail. Yeah, until they bring in the bankers and they get the sweetheart deal for the bailout.
We're sorry. We may have moved or retired the webpage.
Oh, remember when they moved? This reminds me of when they moved MM2 money supply, and everyone freaked the fuck out, thinking that they just a big conspiracy theory to stop publishing money, how much US dollar in print.
Well, looks like they don't want you to know anything with respect to debt, position, and activity. So,
well, get this. So let's talk about that and unpack the severity of that. So they just went the Fed, and the Fred data that's released through St. Louis Fed just moved the MM2 money supply into a whole new chart and didn't tell anybody.
That's what happened?
Yeah.
Incredible.
That was it.
Because I'm pretty sure I looked for it and didn't find it also. At some point.
So everyone was freaking out thinking, oh man, they're not publishing money supply anymore because they've been printing so much. Well, they did, but they just moved it and didn't tell anyone.
So they did that so people couldn't say they weren't printing it, so that they can then point out, like, no, we're printing it. We just moved it. We didn't want you motherfuckers to see it for a little while. So y'all could tell us shit while we fucking got rich off you dumbasses not looking. That's all.
A little okey doke. They put a little okey doke on us, man.
A big okey doke. Big. So here we go. Debt position and activity report. Marketable debt versus non-marketable, which means what can be sold right away versus what is liquid and cannot be sold right away. Total public debt outstanding. Total debt subject to limit. And that's that fake number that they keep raising every year. So let's see what we got here. Marketables, commercial book entry, legacy holdings, whatever that means. 76% of their book is comprised of that. Treasury Direct, federal financing, registered bearer bonds, non-marketables, a bunch of stuff that they just don't plan to sell.
Yeah, and acronyms and shit that I have no clue. What is SLDS? And then what is others? Why don't they define others?
It includes domestic series. They're just different types of saving bonds, bro.
Oh, okay.
That's all. Okay. Yeah, they're just different types of saving bonds.
Securities, foreign securities. Oh, okay. They do define it down there. Okay,
yeah. I mean, it's all
watch out.
BS anyway. Yeah, no, you do have to watch out. I mean, think about it. What if they didn't define it and it was just something completely different?
Yeah, right? Exactly.
I only know because my mother introduced me to them that they even exist. Otherwise, I wouldn't know. I would have to look it up. So it's not common to everybody. But what do we have down here? What we have down here is that in 2020, related to debt outstanding, was 239 trillion, and this year, 240.5 trillion. How about that? Wow. I mean, it's like it's really a free fall for these folks. It really, really is.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, this is all this shows me. Shit is crazy, bro.
It is, man. It absolutely is. And there's like no accountability to it.
No,
that's
zero.
The nastiest part. That's the nastiest part of it. Zero. No accountability to it.
I mean, look at this. 31 trillion. In 2004, just the public debt alone, outside of adding in these additional value, the balance or whatever. I mean, we were just at 5 trillion. I mean, how the hell did we even get there in the first place? And then all of a sudden we six-tuple the shit.
Yeah, and every president, every year, shit just goes up, man, no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what they're doing. Going to war, recession. Like, how is that even how this should go? How's that even supposed to be true? I guess is my question. Is like,
how does that make sense?
You're telling me that it's just you're gonna need just as much when you're going to war as you're not, when there's a recession, when there's not. What the fuck are you talking about? That doesn't even make sense.
Nope, all the time, every year.
Every year just goes up, no matter what.
Some more. Need some more. Got
some sociopaths in the position of power is what this proves.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, they raised the debt limit so much in 2015 that they could not breach it for 5 years until 2021. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years it didn't breach it. And they finally forced it.
So when do you think we're going to hit that next dot? Next year?
Yeah, ASAP.
Next year? Yeah.
ASAP.
ASAP, baby. Got to hit them
goals. If they can do it this year, they're going to get away with it this year. Trust me.
Yeah.
They got no qualms of spending your money. None, because people just let them. So why not? Right? It's really that simple. It's really not hard for them. I mean, think about it. They've been doing it forever. It's crazy. Let's see what we got. Schedules of federal debt. See what we got going on up in her. Oh no, we ain't gonna go through
fuck
this.
this. Yeah. I don't know about this. 47 pages. I don't know, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Like this looks
you see, and
intensive.
so that's how they get you though with these bills and this legislation. Because who wants to read through 650 pages of shit?
Bullshit. Yeah. I
Like
mean, you already know.
We were just talking about this.
We already know they're broke. Look at this. Total federal debt outstanding 1997, 5.4 trillion. Today, or whenever they booked it, 28 trillion. It's ridiculous. No matter how you slice it, it's ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying. So like, look at this. There was recessions in there. There was 9/11 in there. There was fucking Afghani war in there.
Recessions right in here. Recession in here. 9/11 in here. Iraq here. Afghanistan here.
Great financial crisis right there.
Financial crisis here. All this, you know what I'm saying? You had a bubble pop this year too. I remember that because I was working already on Wall Street.
And we got COVID in there.
Yeah, COVID's over here. You had Chinese issues this year, or in 2018-19, and then again in 2015, and then you had all the Europe debacle from 2011 to 2015. I don't know if you remember that. It was nonstop every day, Europe for years, until rates finally went negative. Then the balance of negative debt started going up and up and up until it hit trillions in like 2016. It was crazy, man. I can't believe I lived through that shit.
I know it is, right?
like, yo, I was literally living by myself, like experiencing the world losing itself financially, and nobody else had a clue. You know, that's what it felt like for anybody that was like at home trading like I was at the time, like, because that's what I was literally doing at the time. That was what was actually happening. It was the craziest thing. And look at this. Nothing. Just a bunch of verbiage.
Yeah, 06 to 09 reminds me of that too. Nobody really knew what the fuck was going on. Everyone was just utterly terrified.
Yep. That's exactly right. Because when I joined the business, everybody was still scarred from 2009, 2008. I joined literally in 2010, right after all of that shit. Like, that's when I finally networked my way into something. Look at this. This is just all right, man. This is
what else? What else did you want to cover today? Did you have anything else?
I think that was it. I mean, we kind of really touched up really good on how offsides the Fed is, man. I mean, I'm even ready to. I'm even ready to put that trade on, bro. Like, just in case. That's not a bad risk reward at all. Like, damn.
I actually didn't even notice that pattern until we just looked at it and I saw it zoomed out on your chart. How funny is that?
Yep.
And I was like, God damn, well, how did I miss that?
But that's the thing. You got two options, right? You got not only that, but you also have the Fed funds trade to 1%. And then all these damn euro dollar trades. I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah,
this is free money,
lot,
bro.
There's a lot on the table there.
Yeah, this is free money. Let's look at 2024. Oh, yeah. Same exact picture, bro.
Yeah, same shit.
Same shit.
Wow. That's a huge inverse head and shoulders. Like, that's how slow these, like, okay, on traditional, legacy finance type stuff, this is what you want to see. I mean, if Peter Schiff was seeing this on gold right now, he would be losing his fucking mind.
100%. He'd be fucking creaming his panties.
I was going to say that. I walked it back.
Fuck it, I'll say it. It's true. I mean, are you kidding me? I'm about to measure the move right now because this is exactly how it typically works.
Yeah.
Just give me.
And the longer the duration of time that a pattern plays out, the stronger the move you can expect. The longer the move will last, you can expect, right? Like, this is just basics of how these patterns kind of
play out.
Yeah.
It's just the nature of the beast. Wow. Oof.
Oh, you know what we got to do though? Something unrelated is we got to do a stream where we cover we bring it all together with the FinCEN and the recent SEC changes, the ATS stuff that I was talking about.
Right. Yeah, I talked about that yesterday. I streamed
did you cover ATS or no?
No, not ATS. Did I?
The SEC ATS changes?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. All right, never mind then.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about that for a little bit if you want. 'Cause, I mean, so the SEC stuff is just them trying to reenact the same verbiage that got quashed in the what do they call it? The infrastructure bill.
Yeah.
They removed that language that got removed, trying to call a DEX a broker. They try to reinstitute it, and they're just not going to be able to, right?
Each scan is basically going to be a broker too.
Right. Exactly, and that
when it's just like a means of transactional history, but they'll rope it in because you can interact with smart contracts on Etherscan. So there's their
they'll try. They'll try. Yeah. I mean, it's just not realistic. That's the whole thing. So they're going to continue to try. It's not going to be legally plausible for them to be able to pull it off. And then the American Completes Act has all this basically massaged verbiage that isn't legally plausible as well. And is entirely unconstitutional and breaches Fourth Amendment rights in every fucking way, shape, or form. So there's all these headwinds that these pieces of legislation are gonna present, right, when they try to bring them to the table. So they're not gonna be able to pass any of that crap. It's just a joke.
I don't think so either. It's just what is that, Overton window? I think it's the terminology there. So they're basically just trying to push it further and further insane, so that they can pull back 10 foot. Because otherwise they wouldn't have been able to get that 10 foot on you.
Yeah, they wouldn't
10 yards.
Anything. Yeah.
Yeah. So
they got to something in there.
Yeah, they got to go completely over the top, and then they'll pull it back and get way further than if they would have just tried to present something mild to begin with.
Yeah, funny, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the playbook. That's the playbook, by the way. That's why there's so much extreme viewpoints being produced out of politics too.
Yeah.
Like AOC and all them, they're brought in on purpose.
Oh, hell yeah. She's an actress. I proved it. I showed it on stream one time. The motherfucker was hired by some company that they literally hire people to act as politicians. That's it.
She's admitted kind of indirectly on her Instagram story things where she goes live.
Oh, good for
her.
She
said it in the past.
Good for her. All right. The proof is out there. She don't gotta say shit. But this is what's going on.
All right, what were you going to measure on this? You're going to measure move? Measure move. Yeah. Measure move. Let's look at this.
So 188 is like the neckline I'm measuring based on these little levels here on the bends of my little ATRs. And this takes us out to 3.25% on this 2024 contract. I mean, this is crazy, bro. That's a major gain right there.
Yeah, it is.
Let's measure that bad boy.
I mean, measured move is like a basic kind of
it's basic.
Concept.
It could be more. It could be less. Yeah, it could be more. It could be less. So I already had it. So let's see. That's 330 minus 180. Let's just say 190. Multiply by 25. Oof, not bad per contract, because you picking up more than one on that one. So
yeah, that's not bad at all.
10. Yeah, that's not bad at all. So, oh yeah, a lot of them juicy trades out there right now, man. Oof.
Yeah, there is.
And we're in one, because the interesting thing is let's have a little fun. Let's throw Hex on here.
About to bring this full circle, huh?
Yes, sir. Might as well. Let's see.
Because it's like I don't want to create FOMO. People thinking like they're missing good trades or something because you're already in the trade.
Right. You're already in the trade. Yeah, you're already in the trade. That's the funny thing. You're already in the trade. I mean, what are the odds of that?
Yep. Okay, so Hex is blue, yeah?
Yeah, Hex is blue. This is in a logarithmic form, so there you go.
You're already in the trade.
What are the odds of that? You're all welcome.
That's funny. Hey, you bought the bottom. Depending on when you got in, you bought the bottom.
Yeah.
You did buy the bottom of the move.
I mean, I got in the Hex. I got in the Hex in October, so I got in right around here. So, and then I added significantly in my position here. So, yes, sir. You're all welcome. Just in case you thought you were actually missing something. I just like trading futures, man. Don't mind me. What can I say? I like to trade. But, real shit.
I like the game. I like the game.
Yeah,
I don't like
the
trading. I
game,
like the
right.
game of trading.
But that's the whole thing. You can't make the decisions without going through this whole process,
Yeah.
Imagine the schmucks that are going short, not seeing this whole picture.
Yeah,
They're out there, man. They're out there. They're out there. Trust me. They are out there. Trust me. They are out there. Yes, sir. They are out there. I mean, open interest has got to be huge on this contract. So it can't be small. Let's see if I can pull it up. Just no, I just want just the regular shit, man.
At one point I was paying for like 3-4 different charting softwares just to try and get all the pieces
Really?
and the historical data. Yeah, well, because the historical data you just have missing on so many of these different financial vehicles is fucking annoying, dude.
Yeah, it is annoying. I mean, the only good thing about this is that other people can at least do their own thing. But it's like, I'm not gonna go through all of this, bro. Come on.
Yeah, because a lot of stuff on TradingView you got to pay extra. These extra
yeah, the ones that are locked.
Historical data.
Yeah, the ones that are locked, you gotta pay for. They're not gonna just let you use that shit for free. But I'm not going through all of this nonsense. I mean, come on.
Nah. Fuck that.
Like, it's not even showing. What is this? Not even showing anything. Is it because it's on 3-day? It won't work on anything but 1 day.
Yeah, just maybe the data set's getting skewed because
like these things are funky like that. Yeah, it's still not working. So who the hell knows? Maybe it doesn't work on a daily basis. It works on 15 minutes. Like these things are so dumb like that. Yeah, it's just not working. So that's exactly why.
And sometimes it doesn't work on the way that you have the instruments mapped, but that's annoying too.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. This is beautiful, man. Damn, I'm glad we talked about this shit. Good call.
Yeah, me too.
Because we're already in the trade, bro.
I mean, okay. Let's call out something even more beautiful that becomes very, very obvious on the line chart with the line chart that's hex, right? Is look how it tapped that first line as resistance, came back down, coiled back up, and then broke through that, continued to. So then we had another pattern play out to the upside, bang, and now we chopped around at the top, 3 pokes at the top, and then rejection.
Building that W, bro. We're building that big W.
It's just like it's a masterclass in and of itself of chart patterns.
Yep, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. What are the odds? Like we got to end it right here, bro. This is too good.
Yeah.
What are the odds of this? I mean, you're already in the trade. How does it feel? This is what I've been talking about the whole time. I've been talking about hex, literally. Crazy.
Yeah, let's end it on that. That's beautiful right there.
It's
screenshot
gorgeous.
that.
I mean,
screenshot that, clip it, share it.
Wow. We're over here getting excited, and we're already in a damn trade.
Perspective is everything, man.
Wow. Beautiful. I'm going to sleep good tonight.
Yeah, same.
Wow. All right.
And that also speaks to the upside potential of hex, does it not? The fact that we came down and retested
that's
the top of the pattern.
Yeah.
And now it's on its way back up.
That's my whole point, bro. We're about to pull another 100+ X. No doubt about it.
Dude, yes.
No doubt about it.
100%.
No doubt about it.
All right, guys. Let's end it there. Thank you so much for everyone tuning in. Still almost 200 people in the 2 hours later. I love it, man. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for jumping in. And we'll thanks, Wales. And we'll see you guys in the next one, right? Episode number 4.
Sir.
Coming up sometime.
Later, guys.
All right. See ya.